Hi everyone, I'm going to continue the series of the great Oriental Tzaddikim, and in fact it's going to be the Hilula of a great rabbi from Halab, originally from the country of Syria, who passed away 107 years back. We're talking back in the English calendar, year around 1916, around that year he passed away. It's actually on the 23rd of Shevat, which naturally is going to be in a couple of days from the time I am recording. And it's interesting. He actually has a segula, a special merit. If someone is going to get up on Tikkun Achatzot, is going to say the tefillah, the special tefillah called the Petach Eliyahu, and is going to light a candle in his memory and pray for a specific thing, it will get answered in the zechut of himself. So let's have a background about who this great rabbi was. In fact, I actually did a video on his son, Rabbi Yisrael Alfia, when his Hilula was just before Rosh Hashanah on Elul, 26th of Elul, who was also a great Kabbalist, so I'm going to talk about in a minute. So he passed away, we're talking about 107 years ago, back in the year 1916. And he's actually from Halab, from Syria originally, from a territory where there was a lot of great rabbanim, a place called the Arab Sova, a specific place of the territory of Halab. You know, there's a lot of great Halabi Jews. The big Syrian community now is populated in New York and in New Jersey and Deal and those areas where there's a great amount of Talmidei Chachamim. So he was from that area originally, where there was a great amount of Torah scholarship, and moved to Yerushalayim at a later stage. During his life, he made Aliyah, and he had the great son, Rabbi Yitzchak Alfia. He was actually one of his students was actually a great rabbi. Also, I did a video of Rabbi Chacham Shalom Hadaya, who also I did a video on. We're talking about a few months back. That was one of his great students who became one of the greatest rabbis of Israel in the last century, also respectively. And just to say a few words about his son, Chacham Yitzchak Alfia, who also was a great rabbi, lived in Jerusalem. He was actually one of the greatest rabbis in Israel, arguably, over the last 100 years. He actually had the idea of something called the Ta'anit Dibur. He was arguably the leading rabbi in the world that advocated for this in the entire world. The Ta'anit Dibur. It was where people actually did not fast within regards to eating, which many people do nowadays, and naturally we have on Yom Kippur and the 6 different fasts of the year. He actually had one where people didn't speak because people might have spoken words of Lashon Hara or all of different things. You know, there was that sort of thing. And the great story, if you look back on the videos which I've done with regards to Rabbi Yitzchak Alfia, where he actually did a specific tefillah. It's actually populated and reported in many of the different books, where he did a special prayer and a tikkun, which actually, according to some opinions, was one of the things that was stopped the Second World War, which I would recommend you to watch that video which I did on this great rabbi. And he was a great Kabbalist, arguably one of the greatest Kabbalists also of the last 100 years, Rabbi Yitzchak Alfia, his son, was. And also Rabbi Yaakov, Chaim, Israel, Rafa'el, Alfia, he also wrote many different great books. He was also a Kabbalist. He also wrote the books which you can research on the Ya'ir Nativ and the Siyach Yitzchak, also two great books, and had many different great writings also, especially while he was in Halab and while he was living in the land of Israel. And he had two great yeshivot also of the names the Tzemach Tzedek and the Ora Chaim. This great rabbi from Halab did, and it's going to be a Syria. Remember, the 23rd of Shevat, that is in 2 days' time. And so the tikkun is, I repeat again, it's to get up in the middle of the night, to say tikkun chatzot, light candles in his memory, and also in his zechut, and recite the tefillah called the Petach Eliyahu. You can search upon it. It's in the Sidurim, the natural daily Sidurim. You can search upon it online to also say that tefillah, and then ask for any request, and Hashem Bezrat Hashem will answer it, hopefully to the fullest degree in his zechut. And so research upon him online. Rabbi Yaakov, Chaim, Yisrael, Rafael, Alfia. Guys, have an awesome day and keep listening to the series of the great Oriental Rabbanim every week.